Hello, everyone. I'm back, your movie guru, with another review. And this time, I'm going to be bringing you something that is I believe, unknown gem. If you do not see this film, you are missing out. It's currently got a 95% score on Rotten Tomatoes by the critics and a 93% by the audience. What am I talking about? I'm talking about none other than an action Western film under the title Old Henry. Now, first off, I know there's a lot of people who do like Westerns, and then there's a lot of people that don't like Westerns. I'm going to tell you straight up, this is not a film that you have to appreciate Westerns to be able to enjoy. So, basic plot, if you don't know anything about it, haven't seen a trailer or anything, in the early 1900s, you've got a farmer and a son, and they're just going day by day, living their life. The son kind of resents the father because he's bored of the farm life. He wants to do things more exciting, and then it just so happens that a stranger they find a stranger who's in need of help, and this stranger is being pursued by three other men. And as the film goes from there, you begin to see that not everything is exactly what it seems. So that's the basic plot. The father and son, they have to determine if they're going to, protect this person, if they're going to stick up for this person, if they're going to trust this person, or turn him over to these people that are chasing him. And that's where a lot of the tension in the film comes from. And, just saying right off the bat, that's not something, this plot isn't something that we haven't seen before. But a big part of the plot comes from, or entertainment comes from the tension between that scenario brings. And then the deep character development that you see in these characters. So for those of you, it's not a very well-known cast. So you've got Tim Blake Nelson. You'll probably have seen him in a few other films. Stephen Dorff, he's another face that he plays the villain that you'll probably recognize, from a few films, not necessarily this big A-list actor. Then you've got Gavin Lewis, Scott Hayes, and you've got Trace Adkins, who I think does really well. So none of these are, complete A-list celebrities, but they do a really good job of bringing you into this setting, the early 1900s. And even though there's not much time spent on the fact that it's in the early 1900s, you do get to see, you do get brought into that world where it's, okay, this is that type of life, what's going on now. There's no cell phones, there's no cars, you get brought into that. And I think it's really well done. And that's, like I said, that's the basic plot, but, and it is a Western, but I would say that the fact that it's a Western is really much more of a backdrop for this film. And that's why I say you don't have to like Westerns necessarily to like this film. That's just really the setting of where everything takes place. But the story, like I said, the plot is very simple. It's not complex, but the story goes a lot deeper than you would first think. And I think that makes it really enjoyable. There are a couple things that I do think that were a bit misses. So Stephen Dorff, I think, does a decent job as the villain, but I would have liked to see his character more fleshed out. I do say this a lot, that characters make films, and if you've got a great hero, you need a great villain. He plays a serviceable job, but I would have liked to see the character more fleshed out, and I think that it could have been fleshed out pretty well, if there were a couple things that were changed around. And also, this film runs about an hour and 40 minutes. Despite that, it seems like a shorter film. when it was over, I could have sworn that I'd only been watching it for, an hour and 10 minutes. I guess that's the mark of a good film, is if it leaves you wanting more. But this one left me, by the time it ended, I was like, wow, I wish there were, 20, 30 more minutes of this, because I really would have liked to see more. The action is really well done. You expect to see shootouts in a Western film, and it's nothing over the top. It's nothing crazy, but it brings you in, and it really fits in with the story. This one you can catch. I wasn't able to see it in any theaters near me, but it is still in theaters. You'll be able to stream it on Amazon Prime. You'll be able to rent it on Amazon Prime, and then as well as Vudu. I'd say definitely check this one out. I would have loved to see this one in theaters. If you can't see it in theaters, go see it in theaters. And once again, you don't have to like Westerns to like this film. If you like a good plot, if you like action, if you really like character development, that's the big one on this one, that I think that you'll really enjoy the film. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Thank you all for your support, and I will see you in the next one.